8:15 a.m. Off to my center sphere meeting.
You can put a chair kind of around you. Put one toe in front of the other, so you're just kind of tandem with your feet. Bring your arms up to your shoulders. Everybody's still on their feet. Okay, now here's the tricky part. Close your eyes and try to stand there for 10 seconds. Some of you will be able to do this. Some of you will feel like you're going to hit the floor.
Yeah.
Some of you will feel like you can't even do it with your eyes open.
This trick is if you switch feet.
So, seeing is believing, feeling it is kind of one of those things. This is a proprioceptive test. Your brain is actually having to interpret all of the data coming up through your spine into your brain and keep balance. Now, the reason I kind of get you to isolate your feet like that is I want to make it a little more challenging. If I put your feet like this and I have you close your eyes, you're probably fine with that, right? But again, if we isolate some of these pieces and take your visual field out, you're relying a whole lot more on your spine and your body to give your brain information and tell it how to stabilize. And when it breaks down and doesn't know what's going on, you feel a little drunk, right? And you start to feel like you're going to tip over. So,
All right, after my center sphere chapter meeting, I went straight to occupational therapy for my elbow. Got to talk to my fantastic OT, Dan, down at UNMC. He's an awesome dude, ex-Navy SEAL, or ex-Navy member. I don't think they're all SEALs, are they? I don't know. I should know that. But because he was in the Navy, him and I talked about David Goggins, actually, and Jocko Willink. I really need to figure out how to say Jocko's last name, damn it. But it was cool. He hadn't heard of either of them before, and so it was nice to kind of talk about working out and exercising with Dan, and just all the crazy stories that come along with David Goggins and his exercises and his routine and his records that he's broken. Now I'm heading home to grab some food to get lunch, and then I think I have a 1 o'clock or 1:30 coffee 1-to-1 with a friend Alex that I met through Center Sphere. I'll keep you guys updated. Had a great lunch, had some time to check up on emails and text messages and get some things scheduled. I got an interview scheduled for Project 402 with a realtor friend of mine, Marty Hosking, for this Monday already, which will be good. I had time to check on a new case that I had. Got a referral from All Care Dental that I think I mentioned to you guys already. But her situation's pretty unfortunate. She's 62. She has to have a surgery. I think it might even be scheduled already. But she's looking to leave her job, which I don't know. Maybe she's not telling me the full story. Maybe she got fired. But she's interviewing with All Care Dental, actually, and they just use me for their employees' insurance. They don't have a group plan because it didn't make sense financially for them. But this lady, her only option for something to cover her upcoming surgery, of course, would be Obamacare, but her and her husband make too much money, so her Obamacare plan would have been like $1,200 a month, roughly. And that's not good, because then she'd still have to meet her deductible, and then she'd still have to pay her at least 30% co-insurance on top of that, with her cataract surgery, I think she said. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do, she's luckily Christian, and so I'm gonna set her up if she's willing, I guess, if she thinks it's a good idea. I'm gonna actually do something crazy. I'm gonna recommend to her doing the surgery as a cash patient. Jeez, that's tough to say. And then she can set up a payment plan with the facility and for the physician costs and the surgeon cost, etc. I budgeted for $300 a month. Having that payment plan go towards that surgery for her. Then I'm going to set her up on Medishare for her base health insurance. That's going to be like $358 a month, I think it was, with an $8,000 annual share amount, which is similar to a deductible. and max out of pocket. I guess more similar to a max out of pocket. So the annual amount that she'd have to pay would be no greater than $8,000 with the Medishare plan. But then I suggested getting it's a MEC plan essentially to help cover the preventative care stuff and specialist visits and office visits. So that would have been $147. And then I also suggested a gap catastrophic plan that pays on occurrence of heart attack, stroke, cancer, accident that results in hospitalization. It pays like $7,500 cash for those things. So with that plan, that should take care of the $8,000 that her Medishare wouldn't cover. And then with the Safeguard Health MEC plan, she would also have some coverage for preventative care stuff, as well as normal doctors and specialist visits. And so all that would ring into about, I think it was $800, I believe. So saving her $400 a month in the premium. But then also, like I said, if she just had the Obamacare route, then she'd also have to meet her deductible on top of that and pay the co-insurance for the bill. So I think she should be able to handle a $300 a monthly payment for her surgery and still come out ahead. As crazy as that sounds, it's just the way the current system is. But I'm actually going to recommend someone pay out of pocket for their surgery. Now that I actually have experience with that with my elbow, I kind of know how that situation works. I know how the facilities exactly write off their expenses, how you can be set up for financial assistance with them, how you can do monthly payments of almost anything, of almost any amount, truthfully. A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, so I got a lot done in a short time on my stop home, had lunch, got a solution for that client. I'm going to schedule her for this coming Monday, hopefully. And I responded to some emails and text messages. And I got to call my girlfriend on her lunch break, so that was fun. She's shopping for a dress for Elephant Remembers, actually. Shout out to the Republican Party here. I'm wearing my pin. It's a little crooked. There's the elephant. Don't know why there's blue on the pin though. Gotta talk to someone about that. Should only be red and have an elephant. But now I'm heading off to my one-to-one with Alex Pearson. He's a DJ, and so he also has some big ideas around the video games. Just video game spaces, I guess, in Omaha. So it'll be cool to talk to him about that. Also, real quick, another thing. A client had texted me one of the text messages that I did catch up on. She had a question about her tax form, 1095A. I always get the letters mixed up. I'm probably getting the numbers mixed up right now too, since my brain's all scattered and I'm driving. But she had a question. Her agent for the first 2/3 of the year, unfortunately, had not thought that she qualified for a subsidy somehow. Turns out she did, and so she was only able to afford a catastrophic plan for the first 9 months of the year. But then when she met me, I got her off that plan and onto a really good plan with the subsidy. So that so she just had a question why she only got a tax form for 3 months out of the year, and I explained to her that was why, because her plan that she had the majority of last year was not subsidized. So I was able to help her with that. So I just got back from my one-to-one with Alex Pearson. We talked a lot about just kind of my story. He got to know me a lot better. I already knew a fair bit about kind of his path and how he got to be where he was. But so now, after he sold his landscaping company, he's looking to invest in and or really build a new business for himself. And there's something on the screen. And he doesn't play video games and he's not into video games, but he sees a huge potential to build some sort of video game cafe or lobby, lounge, whatever you want to call it, that has a bar and a bunch of computer stations for video games and TV stations for video games somewhere in Omaha. And so we talked a lot about the demographics. He told me some amazing statistics. I'm probably going to butcher them a little, but it was the couple most shocking ones were 47% of gamers are female, which was very mind-blowing. On top of that, 1 in 3 people are regular console gamers, which means, shout out to my awesome watch, but being a regular console gamer means they play like PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo Switch at least once a week. I would definitely fall into that category. But 1 in 3 people, 1 in 3 people fit that description, which I thought was huge and very shocking. But not only that, about roughly 2 in 3 people are regular gamers on anything. So that does not only mean console, but that takes into account mobile games as well as PC and computer gaming. And so those are some pretty shocking statistics. But overall, a good one-to-one. And we talked about some sales tips and just kind of different business books and different business mentors through YouTube, like Gary Vee, Joe Rogan, David Goggins, which I had mentioned to you guys earlier. But yeah, very good. Now I'm home actually for the rest of the day. Right now I'm going to, what do I have next? I have to transition the new MedSup app from Kemper that from the gentleman that I met with earlier this week. I think it was just yesterday. I need to put, essentially scan that application up, scan the underwriting pages up, and make a PDF copy because I hate paper apps. So I scan them all up, and I'm able to then print and fax those applications from my iPad. So just kind of taking pictures of that application. I'll throw a movie on in the background. I'm going to be watching The Revenant, I think that's the name of it. The Leo DiCaprio movie where he finally won an Oscar for. Not Great Gatsby, not Wolf of Wall Street, not Inception. No, he's had so many great movies, and this one, allegedly, I guess based on votes, was his best one if he won an Oscar for it. So, gonna do that, and then I have some emails, some scheduling. I have, I'm scheduling Marty Hosking. I think I had mentioned it. He's a Keller Williams agent in town. I'm going to interview him on Project 402, and we're going to talk about all things Omaha, future developments, what we think our opinions on what should go into the currently vacant Crossroads strip plaza, whatever you want to call that piece of land. But I have to find some times to meet with him. Also trying to get Doug Smith. He's the CEO and president of Irvin & Smith in Exarban. They're a digital marketing and ad agency. I'm going to get him scheduled for Project 402. But yeah, just kind of following up and doing emails and some text message work. I'll probably try to find something to post on social media this afternoon as well. It's currently... The problem with this watch is you can't tell the time. Unless you're smart. Just kidding. I can't read watches really. It's currently just after 3, about 3:07 it looks like. So yeah, just working from home, which is always nice. One benefit of being the boss and working for yourself. Something real quick I had to share with you guys. I'm on a kick recently to, I guess, pursue more passions and just have more fun in general. I know it sounds silly, but it's very easy for me to fall in the trap of just working too much and getting sucked in and absorbed solely in my work. But so something fun that happened, I just got some mail, and I'll cut to a different angle here, and I got some new Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the mail. I'm currently working on building my deck and building out a super competitive deck that I can crush my friend Alec in a duel, and my mom when I duel with her as well. But yeah, here's some new cards that I just got in the mail. Harpy's Feather Duster. Destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. You can't really see it in the picture, but it's a interesting foil on the card. That card's apparently banned, but House Rules says I can use it, so what up? And then Royal Decree. Negate all other trap effects on the field. That one I don't know. I don't know if I'll use that one in my deck, because it can hinder you too. That means your trap cards won't be useful either. This one you can't tell either. Oh, this one you can tell more, but it's a holographic card as well. Pretty cool. Excited to use these. Excited to keep building my deck. So I want to start trying to give you guys a better look into my life and just kind of other tips, I guess, and lifestyle things that I do. So I'll flip the camera around here in a second, but one thing that I find very important is budgeting and keeping track of your finances, especially if you're in a position like myself that I work on full commission, never know how much is coming in every month. You have some sort of idea if you do have renewals and passive income coming in, but that doesn't happen when you've walked away from books of businesses in the past, or when you're just starting out your own brokerage like I'm doing right now. So here's a little template that I have that I created. Just call it expense tracker, and I broke up the categories of different ways that I spend money. So if you can see here, I have different categories of different ways I spend my money. Necessity expenses such as food and hygiene, gas, eating out, entertainment, alcohol. I'm trying to cut down how much I spend on alcohol. My car, appearance, so haircuts, clothing, etc. Health. You can see bills for my surgery on there. Living. Right now I actually don't have any mortgage or rent payments, which I'm very blessed about. Phone bill, expenses for my business. So you got the TurboTax, just filed my taxes. Got my iCloud storage here. Postage, oops, there's a name, that's okay. Postage for my business, for policies mailing out, and then miscellaneous things. Always spending money on the girlfriend, and association dues for networking groups and Young Republicans, etc. But down here I have the total costs for each category. So like gas, in January I spent 66 bucks on gas. February, it's currently February 20th, just refilled my tank yesterday, 19 bucks, $57. Probably need to fill up again the end of February, if not the first week of March. I do a lot of driving around town. But yeah, then down here I have the average. So I total up like all these guys, like the averages for January across every category. Or sorry, averages aren't filled out yet. I have the totals and the averages. I don't do the averages until like 6 months through the year, so I have something consistent, so to account for 1 or 2 off months. February I spent a lot of money because I had issues with my car, and I started having medical bills needing to be paid for my surgery on my elbow. But here's all the totals now. So I just track this, and then at the end of the year I track the total monthly average of how much I spend per month on average. So that's a little trick that I do to keep my budget and my expenses in check. So I'm upset at myself, guys. I did not get as much accomplished as I had originally intended tonight. I went over and I hung out with my girlfriend, but I was very productive actually. But I did not anticipate doing the video editing would take so long for these videos. But I'm currently in the process of uploading one, the very first one. I'm still just kind of stuck on names, and it's been about a week and a half, so hopefully by the time this one gets uploaded I will have thought of a name. But no, I didn't get to work out my arm enough and my body. I'm trying to start working out every day. David Goggins, no days off, baby. But yeah, it's I don't know, time just got away from me tonight. To be honest, I probably spent a little too much time watching The Revenant. I had it on in the background, but come to think of it, I didn't get too much work done while I was watching the last hour of the movie just now. But it was a good creative time. Like I said, I was thinking of names the whole time, so I'm slowly narrowing it down on what to call this show. But I also didn't get a read, which is a big bummer. But it's just about, it's 11:50, and so I'm probably gonna just brush my teeth and head to bed. Last time we spoke was a few hours back. I can't remember when. But computer work and video work, not for Project 402 this time, but for this, for you guys. I'm continuing to document my journey as an entrepreneur, as an insurance broker, and just a dude living in Omaha. I hope you guys are liking it so far. I'll see you tomorrow.